You know, my son told me, he said, Mom, you know the city you love so much? He said, I hate to tell you, but I think it's done.
We weren't really known as a disaster response agency, honestly, until it hit and you had to respond.
You know, I look back now 10 years ago, at times it seems like it was just yesterday. At times it seems like it was 20 years ago.
Catholic Charities has always been a responder to the needs of people. What Katrina did for the agency was to make us an early responder and a forever responder. To be there as soon as we can and to be there as long as we're needed to be there.
Doing kind of the recovery work of getting into these homes, getting them cleaned out, getting them to the point where they could even be rebuilt needed a lot of hands on deck.
As we look at these, we could say, well, that's overwhelming. How will we ever be able to do anything? But we can. And it's one day at a time, it's one reaching out at a time, and we can make a difference.
She said, you take some bleach, some pine oil, I want you to go back and I want you to help rebuild that city. And I didn't have the heart to tell her at this point, bleach and pine oil are not gonna get it, you know.
A lot of our volunteer groups didn't come just one time. They didn't come just 2 times. They came back 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 times. I mean, if it wouldn't have been for Catholic Charities and these volunteers, a lot of these people would not be home today.
Upwards of 12,000 volunteers of all ages join us each year in providing over 200,000 service hours in Katrina recovery projects.
It was a labor of love, a labor of knowing that humanity had to be restored back to the city.
We receive assistance from pretty much everywhere in the world, and it was very heartening to see how many people came to our aid.
And another thing to remember is that in this disaster, the helpers were also victims, because everyone was affected by Katrina.
Being able to go through the same thing that the people you were serving were going through, that's a wonderful gift to be able to do that. At the same time, I think it's also a heavy cross to bear.
We received a large sum of dollars, and we realized that in order for us to be effective, that we were going to spend those dollars gradually, because we know that even after the homes were repaired and even after the water was gone from the city, that there would still be some ongoing problems in our community.
And we make every effort to meet individuals in the ordinary and the extraordinary crisis and disasters of everyday life.
Catholic Charities continues to be an advocate for the voiceless, bringing hope to the hopeless, addressing the ongoing needs of our community like mental health, education, housing, crime, and violence. In the year following Hurricane Katrina, we served more than 500,000 people affected by the storm. In the 10 years since, Catholic Charities continues to provide compassionate care for close to 100,000 vulnerable people each year.
Catholic Charities continue to play a role in making sure that families are supported, children are supported, the elderly are supported, immigrants are supported, the homeless are supported.
There's no one-size-fits-all. We've done Katrina, Rita, Gustav Ike, the oil spill, Isaac.
That now we're positioned as the lead agency in the state.
There's still a lot of work to be done.
But I think our city is much better off now than it was before Katrina. It's been a great journey.
As we look to the future, we move forward in gratitude, knowing that our work today has been shaped by the many hands and hearts that have led, comforted, and cared for the many that we serve.
And while the names and the phrases are different for today, we've always been doing what's been needed.
We are thankful to serve you, New Orleans. We remain thankful forever, NOLA.
When that water go down, you guys will be there for them. I know you will.